Check. Audio good?
Audio's great.
Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the It's All Good commentary, where we're going to post this on YouTube, and then you could just, if you're so inclined, watch the movie, and then sync this with the film, and then you can have kind of a side-by-side going video commentary along with the movie. We'll give a countdown, a 3, 2, 1, play, and then when we say play, we'll have a title on the screen that says play. That is exactly the same time that you press play. It's from the very start of the video, so no matter what format you're watching on, iTunes, Amazon, our website, it's all the same. There's no differences between any of the portals, so it should be the same time code and sync up. 3, 2, 1, play. Coop, you clapped.
What's right? What happened?
You clapped and I said play.
Yeah, on play.
Okay, everybody. 3, 2... Just let me do this.
When are you going to click? Are you going to click
on play?
Can we just all do it together? If we won't throw you off.
Okay, everybody ready? 3, 2, 1, play.
That was great.
That was nice.
So you should be seeing the logo that Marty Caine did.
Marty Crane.
Thanks, Marty.
And now we're opening up on a void of space.
Or are we inside a uterus and that's an egg?
Well, you know, because you've seen the movie.
Yeah, so you know.
Look, there goes the sperm.
True.
Wow.
And
this is...
I guess the cosmos could all just be a giant...
Yeah, we are inside a giant
woman.
Reproductive system.
Yes.
Well, this intro was done by the wonderful Marty Caine and Kyle Kogan.
Yeah.
And, when you do a movie on this budget, you rely heavily on favors.
Yeah.
And luckily, our friends are extremely talented VFX artists.
and generous with their time.
Very
Yes,
generous.
Very generous.
Marty not only is a talented VFX artist, but he's also a parkour kid.
He is.
Yeah.
Marty parkoured with us. That's right. So
that number's
a combination of channels.
Yeah, that's
300,000 subscribers.
probably gone down since this movie's been out.
Right.
Yeah, again, we're doing this 3 years after the movie was released, so a lot of things could have changed.
And this guy doing the voiceover is one of our favorite random VO talents. Our friend Danny Gold, whom we've never actually met, except for over telephone and internet.
Yeah, he's just got some golden pipes.
And here we are with ginger hash browns.
Yeah.
The red string fart guy. The van pedophile. The creepy dad. As you've seen in you might have seen in previous sketches. Yeah, the hot dad.
Brian King.
Yeah, Brian King. He agreed to do a lot of creep roles, and then until one day he said, "No, I'm not going to do that anymore."
And we kind of were like, "Oh yeah, we have been casting you as this guy a lot. I wonder why that is."
Huh.
He's going to be pissed. So, not a lot of people know this, but we reshot a good chunk of the first act of the movie, pretty much the first third, because we just kind of reworked it because of how, I don't know, I just feel like the first way that we went about it wasn't really working. We wanted it to be more of like a dailies documentary style, and then kind of turn it into a scripted thing as the movie moves along. And as we were putting it together, we found that didn't really work, so
Huge failure.
Did it not work? Because I think it was it a combination of the story and also the footage just didn't look good?
No, I don't think it was the footage. It was just like, I think that the creative decision didn't match up well. Like, it just didn't really translate well.
It was a little
screen.
high concept because it was like, as we get more of a budget in the film itself gets more of a budget.
It would have been just another layer of meta cheese, which we, didn't really need. Figured, let's just make a movie that we think looks good the whole way through.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was...
sorry. I was say that kid was terrible to work with. I'm kidding. she was
awesome.
great.
When you said that, I was really like, I don't remember it was bad.
Oh, man.
No, she was cool.
I don't think we planned to wear those colors, but we each have just very brightly colored shirts, very different, right?
Well, we sure didn't have
did
wardrobe per se on the film. It was kind of like whatever we
Right.
See, notice how we're all wearing the 3 prime colors, and we are the 3 primary characters in the film. So
Right.
Yeah. That was the intention. Oh, on this Cole's exterior shot, you can see a little snow in the bottom left. That was a goof that was left in.
Yeah.
because it's supposed to be summer.
Yeah. But this movie shot all over the place, so that happened. This is Cole's bar in Logan? Is it Logan?
Yeah,
Logan?
Logan Square.
Another favor from a dear friend.
Ed, this guy, Ed who did some locations down in the film, was also a bartender at this bar, and he got us in.
That's right.
Yeah, this was like another like last minute favor. We were like, oh, we need a bar, and luckily the friends came through for us.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And the bartender here, his name's Davo. I worked with him at Second City. He was a chef there. He has since moved. He has since moved to Texas.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, Davo's dog is also my dog in the movie that gets killed.
That's right.
You'll see pictures of my wife holding the dog. That dog is Davo's dog.
Man, we were pretty light on extras that day.
Yeah, the bar is totally empty.
Didn't we have extras? Did we even see them?
Yeah, I don't know if we actually saw them in the shot.
Yeah, we blew that.
So this was kind of our let's kind of do montage to show where we're all at in life.
Definitely inspired by all the 90s comedies that we watched growing up. I think any 90s comedy had a montage in the beginning for you to get to know the characters.
Right. And also, no stranger to that in a lot of current cheese films as well.
True.
A lot of rom-coms. Big rom-com tool.
This juice shop was just like around the corner from our office, and they were just so cool with us coming in during their open hours
Oh, yeah.
and shooting this really quick.
That's our friend Connor made that. It's called Muscle Face.
Oh yeah, that animation.
Yeah.
There's Davo's dog with Aaron.
He's pretty well behaved.
This
This is an alleyway near my place.
Oh, it's just some rando's basketball hoop, right?
But I asked him permission. I said, because we were looking for a basketball hoop kind of like that, and I found one, and I asked the guy permission, and he was just like, yeah, like, I don't care. Like, why are you asking me?
Nice.
doing commentary for this feels like we're driving someone through our hometown and we're going, that's where we went to school. That's my friend grew up there.
The Diner Grill!
It's since burned down.
But been rebuilt.
Been rebuilt, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it took a long time. But,
We must have been the last shoot ever in there before it burned down.
well, before they were like, yeah, maybe we're not going to let any more shoots come in here.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, what it had been there since like the 30s.
Yeah, this thing was open forever.
Huge grease trap, though. The whole dang thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just an accident waiting to happen.
Is it true that people have been murdered in there? Like, I heard stories of people getting, like, someone told me someone got their head cut off.
Bill did. So Bill, the actor who's plays OJ, he told us while we were shooting there, he was telling us that a guy got decapitated while in the Diner Grill. But I looked it up. I couldn't find anything. I think he was messing with us.
Let's believe it, though.
Yeah.
Crazy. This is Dana. Dana's a super talented actor. She's and comedian. She's gone through all the Second City, Chicago stuff, and she's a writer in advertising too.
That's what we met her. We met her while doing some freelance commercial work.
Right. And this Life Fork. Aaron, did you make that app?
I think,
Or, like,
I made
Photoshop and then the...
Yeah, I think I made the screens, and then we just pulled it up on the phone to kind of, like...
Based on a real product, though.
Oh,
right?
yeah. We
Yeah.
wrote it as a joke, and then we realized that there's something real.
It's an actual fork that does everything that we kind
Our
of made
gimmick
it do.
fork does.
Yeah. Look at Bill just standing back there, staring at the wall. Like, I don't know what to do.
This was an on the spot. Didn't we find this basket of hats? And then, Coop, you were like, all right, this is going to be the gag of this scene.
It's funny how, like, sometimes doing leaving enough room to improvise stuff. It's like having business for your characters in a scene could really make or break it sometimes. And,
Right.
yeah, so for this scene, it was Coop tries on a bunch of hats.
Yeah. This scene's just too straight. It's just too much information. We just
Time
gotta
to
divert all
spice
the
it up.
information.
Spice it up with some hats.
Yep.
There's some good ones in there, though.
There's some good hats. How many are there's like what we put on like 8?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I like this scene. But this is another one where it's like, looking back on it now, it's like, oh man, just a handful of people shopping would have, sprinkled in the background.
Yes.
Could have helped so much. But man, did we really exhaust every favor? I feel like if we asked anybody else, like, hey, will you come stand in the background? They'd be like, no. In fact, I think we did ask people to come be extras in this, and we got some excuses like, yeah, not free that day.
Uh-huh.
And I'm
not
like,
free
I don't blame you.
for free.
Yeah.
Or what, $10 or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think having some extras in the background really would have made her like?
I think it definitely would have brought some more production value to it.
Yeah, I wonder if
I
people.
think they go a long
I wonder
way.
if it's just us or if I feel like people watch it and they got to notice, like, wow, they're just shooting in an empty store.
It just feels so right.
Indiegogo campaign. So this was like one of the. This was shot very early on because we needed to launch this while we were kind of in production on the movie already. But Vinny, I remember a tidbit, was very sick when we were shooting this.
Yeah,
You were so sick that you needed to like sit down in between takes.
Marty did a hell of a job color correcting my face because in the raw footage, I am so like red and puffy.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of tell like on the next close up of my face, like if you.
Well, even in your voice, I feel like, you just
Ready?
sound it.
Yeah. Let's see
So
how.
please.
Yeah, you could just. Yeah, it's bad.
But you powered through.
Yeah, you did.
Powered through.
This scene here, we reshot this, right? Because wasn't it before
Yeah.
it was we were popping the champagne?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we changed it to this. I think we also added.
No, the champagne was different. The champagne was
Oh,
when
this
we
is
actually raised the
successful.
money.
Right.
Yeah.
Same backyard.
Yeah, same location. This was your actual apartment's backyard, right?
Yeah. Because I think didn't we like reshoot this one though to get Mary in it because like her character was like not in it a bunch otherwise.
We might have
think you're
done.
right. We
Yeah,
did this
I
later.
don't remember what the original one then was.
Another
Some
montage.
great aerial footage. That just production value, guys. Get a drone shot.
Let's get a drone shot.
Get a drone.
Droneshot.com.
This it took us a little bit to like kind of build this montage out because we didn't have this in mind when we shot the film, so it was like I remember just like kind of trying to like piece it together as we shot
It
stuff.
was definitely hard to figure out, like, okay, what's a realistic way to make it seem like people are donating and have it be fun and engaging. And yeah, we kind of had some great help there on the VFX over the city. I really like that, showing that it's
yeah.
coming in from everywhere.
All that stuff. This was Aaron's real apartment in Chicago with his gross yellow walls.
Yeah, let's shoot most of it in this apartment
Yeah.
that just looks so unappealing. I remember Taylor Russ, our DP, was just like, yeah, this just doesn't translate well on camera. It's like, well,
So, well, we're doing it, Taylor.
deal with it.
Yeah, it's a free location.
Might be.
Yeah.
They didn't really look as pea yellow as they do in the film.
Yeah. All that location cost was just Julie getting mad at us a few times.
Yeah.
And then this was
Martin
this is
Chen's apartment,
our
which
friend Martin's.
played as your guys' apartment in the film.
We actually
which
in real life lived just one floor up.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say? Which what?
I was gonna say which we lived upstairs.
Oh yeah.
Jinx.
But then did we move out? Yeah, when we.
You guys had already
yeah,
moved out, I think, by the time we were shooting this.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, this stuff. So
This was fun.
these ideas, we shot all three of these. We shot the alien, we shot the horror, and we shot the romance all in one day.
That was a hell
And
of a
this
day.
was a long freaking day. I remember remember being in the street. It was hot today too. I remember sweating my ass off. In
Oh,
we
that
were trying
outfit.
to we were trying to get that mustache to stay on
Yeah.
too was a thing. Even just getting you up in that tree, it was like was a whole to do.
Yeah.
Tyler Angle did some excellent effects work that was just like so small, but I think added a lot. He changed the color of my tongue and lips to
yeah.
purple and blue,
Oh,
so it
so
kind of
good.
just like helped blend the character mask into.
Look at this tongue.
Yeah.
Woo.
But man, this was a long day. We had Blaine Baker running Steadicam,
Oh man, he was.
and we
a
just like
trooper that
ran him
day.
into the ground. We were so like, oh Blaine, like can you just do Steadicam this whole day? And just got some awesome shots for us.
Yeah, he's a seasoned curly. He's a seasoned vet.
Yeah,
He's awesome.
Him and Taylor really rocked it out.
This location is at where Coop was just singing was at one of Chicago's notorious DIY spaces known as Young Camelot. It has since been torn down.
Oh, it has been?
At the church, yeah, they tore it
Rats.
down.
Dang.
Because there was a big fight one night at one of their parties. The cops came and broke it up, and the guy who owned the building was like, "All right, you're all out of here."
Dang.
Oh,
And
man.
they tore it down.
I remember I got vegetables thrown at me twice. That was like one of our big dumb comedy arguments. Like, should we throw the vegetables a second time?
Oh,
Should
yeah.
we really?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
man, we nitpicked everything about this. But
This is great. Vinny's eyes. Oh, that was
oh
That's
yeah,
also
Tyler
Tyler
did that as
Hader.
well. Yeah, we did not have the full black contacts that you put in, so that was VFX work. But these were fun to. I remember this just being one of the most fun but exhausting days of the shoot because we were doing so much. There were so many locations, so many changes.
Well, first we have to shoot everything within the our apartment, like so we have like the story down, and then we have to finalize that, and then go back and shoot all this great stuff.
Yeah, because all this shoot was based on the pretty much finalized audio of like the idea session, so that had to come way before, like Coop was saying, like that was important to get locked down. This was in Ed's place, right?
Yeah, the sound guy who let us into the bar.
And he made his tacos.
And he made his tacos that day. God bless him.
This was fun.
Also in Ed's apartment.
That was my attic.
my apartment. That was my apartment.
This is a fun idea, though. Oh yeah, dress in the shower. A horror movie where nothing happens. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet.
Do a whole feature based on that. Nothing.
It's about your inner fears.
Uh-huh.
That's a foam bat.
Yeah, so easy to see as foam, just like because we know it's foam, but
Right.
I guess it just really comes into play later.
I also just remember having that prop around so much at the office or wherever, and we would just. It was so nice to just pick up and throw around and have fun with because it looked real, but it was like not gonna hurt anybody.
So we went to Indiana for this, right? Or was this just
This
outside?
wasn't this Wisconsin?
Wisconsin,
Yeah, it was
just
Wisconsin.
over the border.
Yeah.
Yeah, some guy owned all these properties. This was an old bank that they just like was still intact and still had everything, and he was just like, I don't know, like he's gonna tear it down eventually, but he was totally down for us to shoot in there for like next to nothing.
Yeah.
And he even encouraged us. He was like, if you guys have any like bank heist movies, like,
Oh yeah.
because the big vault door was still there.
Yeah. We were. Oh man, I wish we had something like that planned.
Be awesome. This is our friend Heather Mingo playing opposite me. She's awesome. She's been in a few of our things.
Yeah, she was the mom in Ain't No Softy that Vinny goes to beat her ass, but in return, we get our asses beat.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And then a little sucker button. Because everybody gets the old sucker at the bank.
This is an asbestos-filled basement, probably, that we'll be paying the price for
Chernobyl style.
in years.
This is, like, pretty much everything down here is, like, we can owe a bunch of gratitude to Blaine Baker, our Steadicam.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot of Steadicam work in this part of the film.
Yeah.
You'll notice that all the fake money has the labels over very specific parts of the bill that say for motion picture use only.
Uh-huh. How long did we recited this? How many takes did we do this?
I think we did like 6 or 7
yeah,
takes.
I was
We
going
did
to say
alright.
exactly that, yeah.
Did pretty well.
And most of them were like solid takes. It was just like, there were just little nuances in each one. So it was just picking.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's hard because it's not something that you find yourself doing much, is like reciting a whole thing at the exact same time as other people.
Yeah.
So it kind of felt weird doing it, you know?
You kind of can get yourself tripped up if you start thinking about what you're doing.
I forgot if there was any little slippies.
I flubbed
I thought you did. Is it like coming up right?
right here or something. I don't remember what line it was, but I think at that point it was kind of like, okay, I gotta close
It's the best one.
It's the best.
I think it was like,
love that.
I'm glad we figured out what we had to say after, because I was just so surprised we did it all together. Like that, right after we finished the whole thing, I was like, oh, what line comes next now?
Yeah. Everything needed to be exact.
Another montage.
Another money montage.
Great way to pass time.
Man.
This was another one that was like, you don't think about it when you write it in the script, but it takes so much time because it's like, oh, a dozen different locations, and all of them are just like, we spent half a day at this tailor he was great to let us in there, and it ends up being like 3 seconds in the movie.
I think he thought there was going to be like a huge movie or something.
Oh, a big scene in it?
Bless his heart, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got his sign in the background.
Yeah, a cigar place. It's like a club in downtown Chicago.
I got so sick smoking those
yeah,
fucking
you probably
things.
nailed it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
This was some high school friends of mine were throwing a benefit where proceeds go to a charity, and they have like basically a casino night, and it just so happened to line up with when we needed to shoot this montage.
It's like, let's go do some craps.
It's times like that when you know there's a God and he wants you to fulfill your destiny.
Uh-huh. This is our friend's, my friend's pool.
Wasn't this
Is
like
it
in
Kevorkian?
October or something? Yeah, this was Kevorkian
Kevork's.
Mickey's.
Oh yeah, it was a little chilly. It was definitely a little chilly.
I think at some parts you can see the pool like steaming because it's like colder outside.
Yeah, like right there. Yeah, it was
We
cold
went to
outs-
South Korean bathhouse. Bunch of stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot built into that. And the limo, it's just so funny what people. I mean, if you're paying, he was really cool about.
He was
letting
super
us
into
shoot.
it.
Yeah.
I think it's like the biggest thing for this type of stuff. Like, don't be afraid to ask, because if you're like, oh, a limo, they probably won't let us shoot. But just you never know. Just ask. What's the worst thing?
And also, don't be a dick. It's like if somebody's gonna let you do it, then be respectful of their time and property. I remember he was like, "Where are we going?" And we were like, "Just drive us up and down Lakeshore Drive." We probably did that trip like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
But it worked out.
Did we have someone following at all?
No, it was just
okay.
It was Abby and Taylor like crammed.
Wasn't this like one of our last shoot or something?
I don't remember.
This was one of the last days of shooting.
Yeah, I forget that like we had 2 other people in that limo with us with gear. Like it was pretty cramped, but
It
Yeah,
was.
so there was like someone holding a little light or something.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we're drinking some. What was it like? Orange juice, Coke.
Yeah, some weird.
Gross
sludge.
mixture.
We couldn't even enjoy being in the limo, guys, because they were just shooting the whole time. It just flew right by.
I don't remember it at all.
It got real
What
steamy
happened?
in there. I remember.
Yeah,
It was hot.
Oh, it got super hot, and we were all wearing like jackets.
Oh, you know what else is funny? The shirt you're wearing in this, Aaron. I remember we shot this limo scene after the club scene. We had to find a shirt that looked similar.
Oh, because we couldn't find the original shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, fun fact: Aaron's wearing 2 different shirts in the scenes that follow each other.
Yeah. This
was
day was nuts.
There's a lot. Did we cut a lot out of this?
We cut a ton out of
Yeah.
this scene. Also, thanks to Katie Mahalik for she had a production class at a college in Chicago, and she made it basically like a field trip for her class to come and help on this film shoot. And that's like where we got so many of the great extras. This older woman that I think you'll see her coming up. She was one of the women in Katie's class that was just like so perfect. Like,
Also, has since passed away.
oh yeah, she did
Yeah.
pass. Oh, that's
Rest in
terrible.
peace.
R.I.P.
She was amazing.
Yeah, this scene was like, I think cut way down.
Yeah.
There was I had like a whole speech, and then it was just weird because we were trying to cut it with our friend Nick, who we totally took out his character completely. And he had this whole scene that connected to that speech, and like it just didn't work out. So this is what we have.
Sometimes you gotta kill your darlings, they say.
And this is Tawny Newsome, and she's an amazing improviser and actress through Second City and many other things. And right now she's on like Bajillion Dollar Listing and Brockmire. That show, yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, we
doing
were
great.
lucky to get her while she was still in Chicago.
Yeah.
And this location, this was obviously a club, but It's one of like the oldest buildings in Chicago. It's like this old stone building. At the time, it was Excalibur, I think, or maybe it was under construction.
Excalibur.
Yeah, and then it became Castle.
And then it became Castle. And back in the day, there was a boat crash in the Chicago River, and it served as a morgue for like over 100-something bodies.
Yeah, there was a ton of fatalities.
That's
Forgot
right.
about that.
And I remember I left my laptop there. And I couldn't find...
After the shoot?
Yes. I had to go the next day up to the attic, and that's when that woman told me this is where all the spooky stuff happens.
Ooh.
Like in the top attic.
Do you feel any weird sensations?
Extreme relief, because I got my laptop back.
That's right.
That's pretty much it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, is our buddy Adam.
This scene as well got cut down. There was like a whole... Remember me telling about the...
Right.
I actually go into the movie, I say it's like a sci-fi and that whole thing that got cut way down.
And this movie magic, this stairwell is the stairwell at our office space. It was not at the club, so we just had some little colorful lights and then some sound design, and now it's part of the club.
This was the last thing we shot before we did a bunch of like reshoots and pickups.
Oh, that's right.
But this was like the last day.
This was like in December or something.
Yeah.
And then we
I forgot about this. Me too. It's our buddy Drew from Born Ready Films. We've been in a bunch of his stuff. He's been in a bunch of our stuff. He's an awesome producer and writer and actor.
I want to say that this is my arm in Mary's close-ups.
Oh.
Because Drew had to leave.
Yeah, look at you. You
And
can tell
I think
like the
that's Katie,
overemphasized miming.
And Katie
Yeah.
is in the other in the jacket.
Yeah, so those weren't the two actors that were originally there.
Because Aaron, you're probably doing this and looking at the monitor, so it's like
Probably.
it just looks kind of like if you pay attention to it, you're kind of just floating it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But this girl, Drew called her up. It's an old friend, and they had acted together in the past, and she was just like totally down. She was like, "Yeah, we can make out, sure."
That was so fun. They were so good in that. They just like in the lines that they would both throw in were great.
This is a salt spa. This was really great. The same thing. This woman was just like, "Hey, is it cool if we shoot here?" And before we could even get out a price or anything, she was like, "Okay, yeah."
Yeah, it was like
All
very,
right.
just like way too easy.
Yeah.
Just all of Chicago was just super good to us in making this movie.
Yeah.
Didn't this scene also we had to like really work it with the editing because we had to cut it down a bunch, didn't we? Or like do something weird with it.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the original. It's so hard to remember now what it originally was, like all the dialogue that we cut out because I'm used to seeing it how it is now. But
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember this being just exhausting because we were in this really, not exhausting, but we were in this really like serene, like very quiet. It was just super quiet in this location. We had these masks on, we were comfy bathrobes, and it was also really early in the morning. So I just remember feeling like super like sleepy.
I
Yeah.
was. And
When we were
poor
shooting.
Taylor was doing all the fucking work. I remember I was like almost ready to pass out laying down in that chair.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, I fell off my game too. We're like in this serene place, but there's so much difficulty for some reason.
Yeah, that's for sure. What was that, a bowl of grapes you have, Coop?
Yeah. More gluttony for my character.
You know, showing that he's indulging, he's not taking it seriously, and
I
we're
think-
concerned.
Also,
Well, you're
I was
concerned.
hungry, you know,
Well, yeah.
and didn't eat breakfast. So this was great, this scene, because it played a big part in the meta marketing campaign.
This was hard because not only was it a scene from the movie, but it needed to be realistic enough
For
to,
real life.
to work in real life as the apology video for not making the movie. So this was interesting to do this one. But I remember feeling like, oh man, if it works, it'll be so great, because then for people to buy the apology video online when it comes out or believe it and then see this kind of like pulled back, behind the lens scene for the actual film, like I thought would be like a really good payoff.
I just love this scene because of the dynamic. Like, I think the dynamics, like the trajectories our characters take, it really starts to show. Where Coop becomes this like controlling, manipulative, like dude.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just going with the flow, passive, and Aaron, you're worried.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was definitely kind of like the arcs that we all wanted to take. You know, like I become like this really like just paranoid, you know, like anxiety filled person. Coop like really rides this wave of, I don't know, you would call it not fame,
short-term success.
Yeah, short-term success.
Naive success.
And then you're just kind of like along for the ride.
Man. Yeah, that looks pretty good for just like that little white backdrop in your place.
I think that isn't the camera that we're shooting this on isn't the same camera?
That it's we literally shot it on that.
Yeah.
It looks great. The right lighting will do wonders.
Yeah.
Nobody suspected a thing.
Also, well, we're not there yet, but yeah, when we released this for real, with not in the trailer but on its own, this was the moment where we released this, where it was like, really, there's no turning back.
Yeah.
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 Like
As if there ever was. This was definitely a. Okay, the shit's gonna hit the fan.
But the biggest thing we were scared about is that people are gonna think it's fake.
Yeah, that people wouldn't believe it. Yeah.
So, luckily, people threatened to sue us and whatnot.
Yeah,
So
no, I think we got the reaction we were looking for. But that was definitely a concern.
You throw a couple of plants in there to help sell it.
And then, yep. And these are friends and a bunch of folks who actually donated to the film, and then gave us, that was the perk. Their perk was to be in the movie. So this was one way to incorporate them into the film.
Yeah, most of them are in the ending credits, but we wanted to utilize a lot in the middle to really like showcase, you know, people's feelings about it. But there are some familiar faces we sprinkled in with people we know.
Sue. Yep. God, she's so good.
A lot, actually, Ariel, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Ian. Ian is a comedian, actor. I forget what he's working on now, but
he's in Shrill.
Oh, he's in Shrill, yeah.
Bryant,
and man, I remember watching this together when we got the video from him, and we were just laughing so hard. We were like, "Nope, that's perfect."
Yeah, he was out in Amsterdam when he shot that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it took frickin' forever. Well, all the boxes you see, we just rotated from one side of the room to the other side of the room, but it took a long frickin' time to put all the boxes together.
And then we just had to like store them for a while until we definitely wouldn't need them anymore, because the last thing we wanted to do was get rid of them, and then it's like, oh, we actually have to get one more thing.
Right.
Yeah, this film, unlike Punching, didn't really allow us to bring on a big crew. So like we didn't have a production designer or art director. We had people that would help, but a lot of it was just done by us. So a lot of what you see that would be considered production design was just like me, Vin, and Coop in an apartment folding boxes.
Mm-hmm. Those creme by coup canisters, we gave a bunch of those out, didn't we?
Yeah, at the premiere.
Yeah.
We just had empty bottles, and so we gave those away.
Keep your money in it, your weed, what have you.
Did we take the batteries out of that clock? I can't remember. Or do we never cut back
in
to
the diner?
Because I think it was this shoot where there was only like 1, maybe 2 pages of dialogue, and it took us like 6 hours.
Oh yeah,
because the diner's open and it's 24 hours, and we figured on a Wednesday at 11 o'clock at night people wouldn't come in, but we were wrong.
Yeah, didn't we even plan it around a Cubs, because Diner Grill gets really popular during Cubs games, and I think we said like, okay, as long as there's not a home game, there won't be like drunk Cubs fans coming in at night.
Right.
But man, did the drunk people still come in.
Yeah, we were there till... Yeah, how late were we there till?
I think it was like 12 to 6, right?
Yeah, we were there till almost...
Because we stopped the clock, but that was like when we were already into it. We probably did all of Bill's stuff. So, it was like almost 4 in the morning.
Yikes, man.
Did Bill leave at a certain point? Like, didn't we not keep him there all night? Or no, he had to be there.
He was our point person. He had to, yeah.
Yeah, this was, man, I forgot how late this went.
He's a night owl.
Dude, okay, do we have a story for this? So we contacted a company. So the original idea for this was to have it be my cat. So I have a cat in real life, so we thought, okay, well, it's easy enough for us to use my cat Charlotte as the animal that gets killed in the film, and then we will create a double, a fake dead cat for this scene. We had a company that was contracted to do it, and they totally dropped the ball. They were unable to make it. They just had no success making the cat, and it was like, I want to say a week before we were going to shoot this scene, and it was kind of like, sorry, like, we can't make it happen. And so we scrambled. We found a website that rented out kind of pre-made animal, like stuffed animals that looked realistic, and we just so happened to find one that looked like our friend Davo's dog, and then reworked all the scenes before to be Davo's dog instead of my cat, and then use the...
Didn't we also plan it around the dog looking similar to Katie's dog? And
yeah, because Igby looks similar too. Because in the pamphlet, actually, that's the other thing. In the pamphlet at the funeral, it's Igby's picture, not Munchie's. But they looked so similar, it was kind of like...
T-shirt, yeah.
So there are 3 dogs comprising the dog roll.
Yeah.
All that glass on the ground is all fake, like a squishy, glass.
It was like a rubber.
Like a rubber and gelatin type.
So, yeah.
Uh-huh.
This we shot very late at night.
Oh gosh,
and my wife was sleeping in the next room because she had to get up for work at 5 a.m, and we were being very loud, and she was so mad. But I told her the next day, I said, just wait, you'll see, it's going to be one of the funniest scenes in the movie. And she didn't care at the time, but then afterwards she saw it, and I think she agreed. But we broke my blue bowl when we dropped the dog. That blue bowl full of pretzels, we broke that. She was so mad at me for that.
Oh man, I bet. That sucks.
It's for the love of the movie.
You're not going to get another blue bowl like that again.
No.
I remember we were all kind of like timid about like performance because it was late at night, and at one point you're just like, you just do it. Just got to do it.
Yeah. No, let loose. Only got one shot. Is that your text thing going off?
My computer's beeping.
Coop's got dish gloves on. I just realized.
Oh yeah.
I was worried too with this scene kicking that dog like that because we had to return it.
Oh yeah, it was like, let's not kick a hole in it, because then I think that was expensive too, if we had to buy it. And after this, we definitely didn't have the money to do that.
Got a little hole in my jeans.
Oh, is that new?
Yeah, I kind of knew. It used to be this big. Now it's expanded.
That's
anyway,
good.
Yeah.
Just keep your hands over it. Now everybody's going to be looking at it.
No.
So this location here, our friend Mike Burbinskoy, his family got a little bit of money, and they got this really nice house, and that's where we shot this. So once again, favors from friends.
Yeah, they just have a beautiful house. They have like a tennis court out in back. It's really amazing. So yeah, so the best compliment you can give someone is to say that your foyer doubles as a funeral parlor. This would make a great funeral parlor.
Well, I think we were just definitely stretching it, to try and make things work.
Yes.
Man,
they were so nice.
This whole movie, what we did is we wrote it and then we figured it out afterwards. Like, oh, how are we gonna do that? Like, we wrote the whole Papa Pete's farm. Nobody on the top of our mind had a farm that we could use, and then luckily, we realized Coop had close family friends that had one.
It's like, oh yeah, my buddy Grant, his uncle, they have a family farm,
and like they were cool enough to let us use it. But it's just like
so lucky.
It's such a learning lesson to be like, hey, you should definitely think about what you write in the script because you're gonna have to make that happen.
I mean, once again, just strengthens my conviction that it was his will that we finished this film.
Amen.
Praise be.
So another great moment with Tawny and Coop
Yeah, your guys' dynamic was great.
She's great.
How visually uncomfortable she was during all of this.
Didn't you come late that day or no? We just shot your stuff.
I think we shot it way after,
and we had to like get out of there.
Yeah,
that's Mike.
There's Mike
coming through
his place.
And this was another one that was like, okay, we need a lot of extras, but I think, did we shoot over 2 days or was it one? I just remember like having to be very careful about what we shot when we did to make it like make the most of having all the people there.
This was one day, but the interesting thing about the extras were they were a lot of Coop's customers, so we had to make sure we can get like all the creme customers could also like, you know, we could double them up and see their faces.
Which means they also had to be zombies or whatever at the end of the film. They'd be taken over, which was a whole nother thing.
Yeah, they put up with a lot. Yeah, and we thank them.
Sometimes not even to be seen.
Yeah, jeez.
It's just, we learn a lot about, prioritizing people's time with this shoot.
Yeah. One of my favorite things, though, favorite, but also, like, just sad, is, like, ordering. You don't realize what you're going to have to order or put together when you're doing a movie. And that little casket for the dog. I just remember when we got that, it was like, oh, my gosh. It's just so sad and just weird.
Right.
Because it was plastic, and didn't it have, like, built in, it had, like, the kind of, like, the pink inserts and...
Yeah, it had a little pink pillow in it.
But it was an animal casket.
You're right.
So it wasn't like a little... We didn't Google baby casket,
right.
I have since.
It definitely looks like some rigor mortis is set in with the dog. Like the way the paws are sticking right up.
I think you can't really see them, hopefully, but there's clothespins in there to keep the dog's legs up.
Oh, did we do that?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense now. Yeah, that's a great look.
I wonder how good of a business the pet casket the pet casket business is.
I don't know. That's a very good question. Okay, this was a separate day.
Buryyourpets.com.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It wasn't just earlier, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was separate. This had a lot of moving pieces. I remember this was like interesting to block out, and I forgot about that.
That's a fun bit. It's one of my favorite. I think that's one of my favorite jokes in the movie.
Yeah, oh, the ice on the dog.
Ice. Yeah.
This was weird because we kind of crammed in so much. Like, there's so many revelations happening like at once, with me figuring out what you did, and then Vin, you going to the farm with Mary.
It's the big falling out scene.
The big before we split.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where the story really turns. Yeah, people are like, I'm on board, and then, what's going on?
What happened?
Everything in the film, right up to this point, happened in real life, including the dog. Just kidding.
Yeah, we killed a dog. Sure.
Yeah.
I'd do it again. I bet that was pretty cathartic for Mary to hit you in the
slapping you upside the noggin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she told me later it was.
She's like, I thought about putting my razor blade rings on. But I don't want to ruin your hair. Speaking of, one of the hardest things to do in this whole movie was maintain our haircuts.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a little different probably in every scene, because one scene may have been shot months after another because we did this just very unconventionally. But yeah, it's still, I just remember it being like, everyone's gonna know it's a little different. And nobody did, but
yeah, no, I remember we shot for I think over 60 days on this, which is just like totally ridiculous. But that was because we shot and then we had reshoots and reshoots, and yeah, you're right. It was, I would tell like the lady at the hair place, like, I need it. I would show her a picture on the
I
phone.
did the
like,
same thing.
I need it
showed
like
her-
this.
I
wish
showed my haircut.
I wish we
later
were shooting,
pictures.
but like way after, in just one little scene, you look like that, Vin.
I haven't cut my hair since the film. I mean,
Oh, really? Is that the
that's-
last?
I mean, I've gotten it trimmed up, but like since after that, I was like, no, I'm just gonna let it go.
This is my mom's house.
And there's Joette Waters.
Joette.
Joette.
Legend of Chicago.
Yeah, man. She's great. She's in a bunch of productions in Chicago, and she's super sweet.
If you found a room full of Columbia College student films, Joette would be in half of them.
Yeah, she's done so much work.
And she schools everybody. I mean, it's an education doing any scenes with her.
Yeah.
She's been doing it for a long time.
I remember this was like such a departure from the rest of the movie, just this scene, just because it's like, it's definitely slower, more calm, but I loved it. I love like because Coop, you just become so like sinister here, you know, like this is where your character really kind of like really
Is a piece of shit.
Right.
starts to get dark and like taking advantage of
Yeah,
her. And
this
she's
is where
like
the
so
sleaze-
lighthearted.
We lay the sleaze on thick here. I think we were shooting this it was at night. Look, you can't see shit. It's so dark there and behind Joette. I think when we cut back, you can see some light poking through. So I think on my side, might have been fully nighttime.
And then this, we didn't even have a picture of her, right? Didn't we?
No, that's my grandma.
That's your grandma. Oh my gosh, I remember that worked out so
Yeah, it
strangely.
looks pretty good.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was such a great fit and really helped us last minute.
Did we write that in, or did we kind of like riff that and then rewrite it?
I thought it was written, and then we were like,
The picture. Okay. Oh, maybe we asked her to bring a picture,
and then she didn't.
but hers weren't like portrait style.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
That's a wig of hers. She brought that.
Oh yeah, Joette's got like a whole bunch of wigs that she's used throughout shoots that look great, better than anything we had at the time.
Oh yeah.
And the creme was just Walgreens, like
Foot
generic,
cream. No.
generic lotion.
I remember we liked that because she could literally see her reflection in her younger self. Oh, she's so sweet. She's awesome.
Yeah, I like this scene a lot.
I remember this is like one of the first music tracks we found that we were like,
Oh
yes.
yeah, we really liked it. Another montage.
Yeah, this is our fourth montage, unless you include the opening of the movie. But I don't know if that's considered necessarily a montage. I guess it would be.
Yeah, maybe.
A lot of information over music.
Yeah, this
So
is another one that definitely we were in so many different places. Like, oh, we need to find 12 different like homes or living rooms. Kind
But
of
we
doubled
did
up,
double.
though.
Yeah, this place was also the outdoor space. This place was 3 places.
Yep, yeah.
That's the same
With the
place.
pool, yeah.
And then the study from in the library, and that's just across the street from my place.
All of Coop's childhood friends helping us out.
Yeah, they're all very supportive. They were very supportive.
And this was outside of my place in Chicago. And believe it or not, one of the harder parts was like, oh, we don't have like a black SUV to help us with this shot. We just need it for like 1 hour. And we called an Uber, and the guy was cool enough to just kind of like sit there and pull up a couple times so we can get this shot. But the first one we called, I remember he was like, nope, you're filming me. Like, I don't want any part of it. But the second guy was super cool with it. And
Also,
he just,
yeah, you see that look he gave? That was legit.
I know,
That was
right?
pretty good.
Dang. This is one of my favorite shot scenes of the film.
Do you remember we had a whole other scene filmed where you're like underneath your kitchen table?
Yeah, like
And, like,
Paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
And we were like, I remember we were doing things where like we had the windows in frame and like we were outside like moving by the windows like as if it was like
Oh, right.
in
my
your
paranoia is
in your
like
head.
heightened.
This is so much better.
This Vinny created dozens of Gmail accounts to send these fake emails to me.
This was fun.
In retrospect, I'm wondering if it would have been just save time doing it all like visual effects, but I think it was fun.
I'm glad. It's fun.
Hey, we didn't even make
What
efforts.
a contrast.
Yeah.
So this was my buddy, one of my good friends growing up. They had a family farm. Luckily, because like Aaron said, we wrote it needing a farm and didn't even fathom the fact that we need to acquire a farm to shoot.
These were some of my favorite things to shoot on the farm scenes, because they had a nice house, and the family was just like super cool with us like bunking there, and so the whole crew basically we just do a long weekend, and we all like stayed there, shot during the day, sometimes shot at night, and then just would have some drinks and hang out like afterwards.
Yeah, it was kind of silly how like late we'd stay up, like
Knowing we had to get up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
We were younger then.
Yeah, no, but it was fun. We were all like into it and
Callie
would work
she's
exhausted.
great.
Yeah, Callie, you'll recognize from one of our previous sketches.
She was in Punching. She was in the Birds and the Bees.
Birds and the Bees.
Yeah.
And then Dan, who's ran from all the way back there.
It's so fun watching
Yeah.
him run up from behind.
It was great that Dan is actually, he's a musician, he's a front man, so he just kind of riffed a song, a Papa Pete song, and it sounds just beautiful. He actually is the front man currently for CCR,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Creedence Clearwater Revival, for those of you who aren't in the know. The funny thing too about Dan was actually for a long time in a Creedence Clearwater cover band.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know how exactly the story went, but he ended up getting seen by them, or
Yeah, he got discovered by them and then would fill in,
that's right.
and then became full-time.
Now he's the actual dude.
Who needs John Fogerty?
Yeah, he was. I love their dynamic. I loved how just aggressive he was with you, Vin.
Yeah.
So the chemical sprayers that Callie just handed to Vin, we wanted them to feel really grimy and weird, and pretty much the as far opposite of organic as you can get for something you're spraying in your crops. So I remember we made some like really gross mixture and like had it pouring out the top. It was like this bluish pinkish
Yeah.
like gross liquid that when it dried it made it even grosser looking.
Oh, here one sec. Here's a fun little thing. Okay, so this shot here,
Oh yeah.
there's gonna be a time jump.
And
Boom.
that shot there.
That's 1 year after the previous shot,
Yeah.
and then cut to that was a year prior that shot.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just an oversight. We just were like, we didn't get you really like
Reacting to 22.
22, yeah.
And luckily it
I guess
works out.
Yeah. I guess maybe it was more overcast or something a year later, but you can't tell at all.
Yeah, it worked out.
I think
Those
these are soybeans.
soy. Yeah, it's a soy crop. And Patrick and Brian.
Yeah, Pat and Brian played such good, weird. I don't think we ever like really came up with what was going on at the farm, like with them. Like it definitely feels like some inbreeding
Yeah.
or some results of that. But
Yeah.
they played the funniest weird duo.
It's our buddy Clay. He's great. And then let's see if you cut back. He's gone now. But there was an older gentleman. Oh, behind Vinny, all the way back there. That is the guardian, the grandfather of Devin, who plays 22.
Yeah.
And he was just
Totally down to
yeah.
jump in the background.
There he is again. See, we just use him on both sides as an extra.
Yeah.
I remember Clay was like, if you want to cast me as any like non-idiot roles, that'd be great. He's like, I was like, I'm an actor. I can really act.
We were like, oh yeah, no, for sure. But could you just do that idiot thing that you do? No,
No,
actually,
he is really
yeah.
good.
That was him. We wanted him to do some other crazy character called Meth Mouth. Remember?
Oh yeah.
It's like, wait, like, oh yeah, you're
Oh,
here from
yeah.
the shitty? And then he's like, can I do something else?
Yeah,
that's what it was.
That
We were
was
like,
more toned
all
down.
right, that's way better.
This location was Coop's buddy's apartment, and we totally emptied it out to make it look like nobody was living there. And this was hard because it was like, where do we put everything? We had to empty out both sides of it, the kitchen and the living room.
Yeah. In all those closed cabinets are tons of chips and food.
Moved around. Mm-hmm. And people put up a lot with us. Hey, you care if we come and shoot this? And like, we got to rearrange your whole apartment. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, any film shoot, it's like, there's no way to like, it's like a tornado just runs through everything.
But you just try to put it all back at the end the best you can. We've never left it as
Hopefully
a tornado
better.
after the shoot.
Yeah.
Right. It's like cleaning up after a party. Like we're used to that from a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
We cut some stuff out of that because it was
Yeah, a little run on.
Yeah.
The scene, I really like how you fail to realize
Oh yeah.
the situation, Goop.
This is cool because that's Jen Bills. She's also another Second City alum and writer who we met writing on some projects. Super funny.
Yeah.
So nice.
Didn't you throw these in? I don't even think we had anything written for these last lines to her.
Yeah, these were all
I
improvised.
think you just kind of threw some stuff
so.
together.
What do we say at the end? Oh, the rats. There's
Oh, yeah.
rats in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. We definitely lucked out being able to get so many talented people in this so last minute. Back to the farm.
Beautiful.
The beautiful farm.
There's Grant in front, who's just left screen. That's his farm, his family farm. See, he gave himself a little limp. It's good.
Yeah, good
Give
character
you something.
development.
I think the hardest part for this scene for me was to not break. Because these two are so funny, and I'm notoriously bad about keeping a straight face, so...
But Pat, who's on the right there, he had one moment where he looked at the camera, right? And then we had to have, was it Tyler?
Tyler redirected his eyes. I forgot about that.
It's crazy.
Oh, man, Tyler's a wizard.
It's insane, man.
And we probably didn't even really
twice.
need to do that, but I think one was a long hold on the camera, and we was just kind of like, well, if you can do it. He was like, yeah.
And there were some moments in there, too. Like, Vin, we gave you a bunch of crap if we ever found you looking at the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Vin is kind of notorious for it, though.
That's the other notorious thing.
Man, if you get Pat running around in his underwear and his tighty whities, it's like, I don't think anybody was not laughing during this.
Yeah, that's automatic laugh. That's an automatic lol.
Vin, you were like almost breaking
I
on
know,
that.
trying not to smile.
I remember I hated that car went by.
I love it. That's Jack McCabe. We ended up cutting a huge scene out with him where like I'm like sitting there with everyone in that barn, and he's like telling the story about how he got there, and then we like try to take the air out of it with some joke at the end, and I think just for time it didn't work. For time
and tone, I think he just acted that scene too well. Honestly, like it was actually like really heartfelt, and then it just I don't know, the tone was a little off. But he's a great actor.
Yeah, he really is.
He killed it.
And then Fadi and we had some other buddies there, and they just like they come up later, but they were great in this as well. I forget when we shot this. If this had to have been another late night, if it was at the diner again.
Are we here again?
After this?
Yeah. Is this the last diner?
I think this is the last because I take the job from him.
Right.
And that's it.
So this is 3 or 4. This is 3 times. So we had 3 shoots, and then we had a completely other shoot that was here that we totally scrapped.
Oh yeah.
That was at
part of the beginning, part of the first third of the movie that we redid.
Yeah. So 4 or 5 times we shot here. We just like threw up a Hail Mary and hoped nobody came in.
Yeah. By the end of it too, the guy who actually worked there, Kenny, I'm sure he was sick of us.
Yeah.
Like, Kenny, can we shoot one more time?
But also, it's like, there's a little change in your pocket.
Yeah, he was getting paid. He was getting fucking paid.
He was getting paid. People was eating slingers. It's all right.
What was it? Did they have what were some of their specialties? The garbage omelet, wasn't that one?
With the slinger.
The slinger was the big one. It was like
hamburger patties, eggs, chili on top, like sausage gravy also, and I don't know, a bunch of shit.
Yep. So this
it rained that day.
Of course it rained that day and everything was wet, including like the firewood.
So we had all that hay around it. It looks great production design wise, it looks great, but it was more practical because it was just muddy otherwise.
It was so
People
muddy.
were gonna slip. Who built that fire?
I don't remember. I just remember we had to keep feeding it like kindling and like hay or something to keep it going because the logs wouldn't catch.
Probably Andy.
Oh yeah.
Possibly Andy.
Andy, a huge help on set. He's in the movie like 4 times.
Yeah.
Has 4 different characters.
So here is. I don't remember. How do we think of this?
The reveal.
The reveal. Was it written in there like that, and we were just trying to figure out how to do it on set?
I don't remember.
Because I remember we showed a wide of just your butt.
I guarantee.
Like when we were gonna do a reveal when you guys have the intimate moment, and then it was gonna cut out wide to show it.
Right.
But we thought it was better to save it for
the very end.
The very end of it.
I feel like this came up later.
But
are you
saying did we go into the scene shooting it knowing, or like when we were on set?
I forget. Yeah, that's why I don't remember if it was written in this way.
I don't know. The first pass, the gag, I doubt the gag was in there.
Yeah.
But it's even funnier now because, like, now you go back and you see the first line of, I got some wood for you.
Yeah,
It's like knowing I'm
it plays
fully
better.
naked.
Us shooting the wide, that was a spontaneous thought.
Okay, that was it then.
Yeah. But the reveal may have always been in there.
This scene too is also just part of like a second pass of rewrites because there was that whole other scene where I go to the window and I'm trying to talk to her.
Yep, that got cut. Yeah, this definitely, man.
I think this is just more visually interesting.
Yeah, because we wanted to do this kind of like slow-mo, like weird, just really like hit those weird vibes.
I love this music, like the tone of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were using a lot of Capote tracks for the
the temp.
music.
Yeah, that's right.
And our friend Alex Kleiner, who scored the films, the majority, like half and half of the tracks was so good.
Alex killed it. He did such a good job. And he just had, I remember Alex could do like everything because we had a lot of different styles of stuff. You know, this like a lot of times.
Oh, cute tush.
Cute-ish. I feel like when movies have like, need to be scored, they're like kind of fall under the same vibe, but ours was all over the place.
You know what? I think our story was a little all over the place anyways, so
Yeah.
it was pretty appropriate.
Yeah.
Our friends over at Protoculture helped us with all this, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did an excellent job doing the ad. And then I believe we shot this at Optimus.
This is the same stage where we shot the initial Indiegogo video.
Yeah, and this was all I think we all really like this sequence because it's all one shot.
Yeah, I think it was like we wanted to do it to really keep that energy, keep it, like sporadic and feel like there was so many moving parts.
There's Aaron walking by.
Yeah, I cross in the background. Vinny crosses in the background too. I think that's you, Vin, holding that flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I come by again and almost show my face.
Oh, that's right. We did have a couple where...
Yeah. What's great about these scenes, though, like these one-take scenes, and then it wasn't this Blaine on the Steadicam
Yeah,
again?
Blaine did it again. It's such a good job on the Steadicam, man.
Yeah, what's cool about these scenes is you don't have to edit them. All the work goes into this.
But there is something about having like picking. It almost takes not longer, but like it takes a long time still just trying to pick your favorite because you're like, oh, I like this little bit at the end of that and that bit at the beginning.
Yeah, we did do a lot of takes. My favorite part of that scene was when Cam was curling Andy in the background. It was just so good. And then this was a pickup because we wanted to, I feel like we didn't want to cut right to the inside.
Yeah.
But it's just like the benefits of shooting in such a cool city like Chicago because it's got that amazing backdrop for really anything that we're looking for. But like the train is like priceless.
Yeah.
More prop boxes we had to store.
Oh yeah.
And then making all those sandwiches.
Oh yeah, fake sandwiches. That took a while.
It was like wax paper. It was like, I think we used like
parchment paper and like newspaper rolls.
Yeah,
or
we
something,
just
right?
yep. Yikes.
I love this scene. Bill plays this scene so well.
Yeah, he's so good in this.
And so do Bugsy and Mike. They just their straight face deliveries on this really makes it.
God, helping it.
So something else, you call it a flub or whatever, but I'm dirty in this, and like we cut a lot out of, like Vin was saying before, there was more of me kind of getting all paranoid. I think there was some scenes that we ended up cutting where like I'm definitely more like freaked out in my own head, kind of losing it, and that kind of catered to me kind of like not bathing, becoming dirtier, and so in this, I definitely have I look raggedier and dirtier, and there's really not much context for it, but now you know.
Oh yeah.
Best hoagies in town. This warehouse too. This was like, we found this on. Where did we find this warehouse at? Was this Fadi's friend, or did?
No,
Might have been
I don't know.
Friend, I don't know, but
Maybe it was. I don't know.
What was the whole deal with it? There's some. Remember the owners came by and they came by in like a Bentley or like a Rolls Royce or something.
Oh,
some,
was
like,
it?
super nice?
Yeah, maybe they like stored nice cars. I think they also used it for a wedding venue or wanted to make it into a place for a wedding venue.
There was like a shop. I mean, look at all those nice cars that nice car back there. There was like a couple of those.
and it just kind of like works perfectly for like their.
But then we wanted you
Enterprise.
to enter through a different door, and we said, "Can we go through there?" And they said, "No, you can't go in there."
No, there was definitely some like
Okay.
weird vibes about that place.
Stolen car parts, whatever. Don't ask where they're from.
So I sprayed down the entire field.
Yeah.
This-
The fact that you guys hand spray doesn't make any sense either. Like, there's no way you would be able to, but hey, we're gonna go with it.
I remember this was we went through a lot of editing passes of this scene, of trying to get the right tone for Vinny and 22 having like this bonding relationship moment.
Yeah. And then crumbs of a cake.
Save it for later. Oh, Devin.
We had a pass at the first time was Dan watching you guys. So Papa
that's
Pete
right.
is in the field and he kind of creeps out very ominously watching them have this moment together. And then that ended up getting cut.
Along with, there was another scene where 22 collapses from exhaustion,
Right.
and I help him up, and Papa Pete disciplines me.
Which is in that scene. Vinny's running through the fields dramatically with Devin, this kid in his arms, and it's in slow-mo. It looks freaking amazing, but it didn't make the cut, but it's in the trailer.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
put it in the trailer because we were like, "Wow, this
That
is
looks
too
cool.
good not to use."
Yeah. I think Taylor had it in his reel, too, for a while. Aww. Where did this boy come from? What's his backstory? Who
No
cares?
one knows.
I did use that scene for my acting reel, so it is in there.
You two, of you running?
No, of me hugging him.
Oh,
Brian.
nice.
This stuff, so Taylor and I went out and got some of this, and I remember he was just kind of filming in the back just to film, and it ended up being super useful because it kind of like, we used it to help it seem like I'd kind of become lost.
Yeah, it looks great.
This was shot in the same warehouse that I pick up the sandwiches from OJ.
You're on a very bumpy road.
So Vinny, who else? Somebody else was on the bumper, on the back bumper of this van, bouncing the van to make it look like we were riding. And then
The light.
Tyler added the street lights going
Didn't we-
over the windshield.
Oh, yeah.
And
Did we
then
also swing one?
we also
swinging.
had a practical going.
And then I was in the back for when you hit this bump and the sandwiches go flying.
Yep.
We cut back out to this alley, and you're none the wiser.
That looked great. And then did you say Tyler did reflections?
Tyler did the
Yeah.
lights going overhead. Yeah.
Right. That was awesome.
This was fun, but this was another. I remember this was I think this was a late night.
This was shot outside Optimus, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in their alleyway.
We didn't. We sort of had permission, right?
Yeah,
But I don't know.
remember. We had these guys getting dead makeup. So good.
Dude, they were troopers.
Yeah, they really were.
Awesome. Chris and Dusty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They look badass. And our makeup guy, Dennis, was just so talented, and he would ask us like questions of they're dead. Where did they die? How long have they been dead? What position?
Yeah,
did
he
they
wanted
die?
to know exactly
Yeah,
how to
he-
do the makeup.
We're like, we didn't think about any of that,
We
dude.
just,
Yeah.
dude, they're dead. I don't know.
He was consulting this book
Yeah.
that was like scientifically laid out, like how a body would have been.
Those are the people you want. in
Yeah,
production.
exactly.
All that attention to detail. I remember that, and then when you opened that Coke, that flour or whatever, like it wasn't sticking to your face, and then we realized we just sprayed your
We
face
had
with
to
a
spritz me.
bottle, and it did it.
It took a while. We did quite a few takes
Well,
of that.
because we also were throwing it up in your
Mhm.
face.
I think you were below the camera and you blew it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And then this stuff was kind of stitched together with stuff that we had cut, but this kind of worked out with you being sitting outside. Yet another favor,
cool
we
shot.
worked above this restaurant, and the owner and manager was cool enough to kind of let us do like a couple outside shots really quick of that's Jim Evans shaking Cooper's hand. Jim has been in a ton of stuff. He was the doctor in Cheer Uppers, and
New apartment.
he was in New Apartment. He's just great.
bros.
We wanted to get him in something. We just didn't have really like a speaking role for him, but we wanted to work with him again. So, and
Mhm.
this was difficult because this was just like we didn't shut down the street at all. It was just like, okay, let's just find a area that maybe has less foot traffic and we can use.
I think, yeah, and we also wanted to. We had a note some friends. I think at some point during a viewing that like we needed more of you interacting with fans, because that part of the story sort of went away.
Right.
Like, so that's where we add him back in.
Yeah, and in retrospect, I would have loved if it led somewhere, because I think even people still were like, there's still no like, like payment, like you still don't pay the price for the fans, but it was still nice to like get him in there to really show like how bad we dick people over.
Yeah. This is kind of ironic.
This is the Cooper walking into the building where the SAG office is located.
Yeah, and we probably weren't 100%
Allowed to?
SAG official on all of this stuff, but
We tried our best.
yes, we did.
Sure tried our best.
Yes, SAG, we tried our damn best.
Heard it here first. Oh yeah, let's get a huge office that we're gonna fill up.
Cooper, could you call in another favor, please?
We're gonna
Yeah,
need
all
that.
of us are so exhausted at this point.
This is Ripper Brown,
Yeah, man.
who's just awesome. We've worked with him on some stuff. He was in Stakeout. He was in Punching.
Yeah,
Is that when we first worked with him, was punching?
punching
Yeah.
where I stomped his knee in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's amazing. And I know it was like, man, Ripper plays all these in like everything he does, like security guard or just like big, menacing, intimidating dude. And for him to just play like an executive assistant was like the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was so good.
Yeah, he had so much fun with it. He was great. So I think we reused that Krems by Coup banner. I think we only had one.
That's right.
Kind of redressed, I think, the CEO's office to work for.
Are we allowed to say where this was shot?
No.
Probably not. But this was another one of those like just long days, I remember, and we had so many people. And also, the actor that Jake fills in for soon called us last minute of the day of the shoot and said that they weren't coming in. So he was like just amazing to come in like last minute the day of to act in this for us.
Yeah, that's the next time we're there.
Oh, that's the next scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like things like that. They don't teach you that at film school.
What? Your actor's not going to show up?
Better figure something out.
Yeah. It's a great location.
Yeah, it worked out.
Was this? Yeah, I can't remember if this was added later or not. But yeah, we basically were like, let's just use everything that we've used so far for the creme and put it in the office. Like that briefcase.
Yeah, the briefcase, the paint. Yeah.
Remember?
Just reuse
Man.
as many props as we can.
I remember the red's fine, but would have been good to have a green tie. It's little other stuff we don't think about because we didn't have anybody doing wardrobe really on this movie.
I think I wore the same. I mean, for half of this, I was in that same gross long sleeve.
Yeah,
that thing was pretty gross by the end of this.
I bet.
Yeah, the dynamic between you guys was really great.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And then Andy comes in, and this scene where I get kicked out, we had Andy slap me, and I think that it was, we just did a fake slap initially, which I think would have looked fine, but then it came time and I said, slap me for real.
Yeah, we just
like, and then it was like 3 times in a row, and that really made it a lot funnier. Just because you can clearly tell. And I got slapped good.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's pretty great. Yeah, those are always fun when you're like, all right, you're actually going to get slapped or punched or whatever. And then one more.
Oh, that was
do you
another one.
Do you remember how many takes we did of Andy slapping you?
I think
it
on
was
the
just that
actual
last
one, it was just like the 3 in a row was like, yeah, the one we used.
The other ones, yeah, I think you're right. I think they were all faked before that.
I like the idea that Papa Pete's has like
Postcards.
like there's like a gift shop or something.
I obviously had to trade in some of my meal credits to purchase one.
Yeah.
I like that bit, that 56 Vinny.
Oh yeah.
Starting to forget who you are.
I'm just a number here.
That van. So the van that it was a Zip van, a company that you can just rent vehicles, whenever you need them, and we rented the cargo van so many times for that shoot.
Should have just bought it.
We should have just bought a van. I swear.
And the tricky thing too was like finding one without logos. In fact, I think we had to have logos removed
Yes.
off of the
We
van
did.
at some point.
That was another work by Tyler to remove logos, which I think was probably very painstaking, but he did an excellent job.
This is Alex Haney, really funny actor out here in LA now. Who, funny enough, I was friends with him like in elementary school, and then that was it. And then it's like we came back around.
Oh,
it's
and
like,
then worked with him.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, Alex did a really good job. We had him do these really weird takes of gibberish to the camera, and then Tyler enhanced them with some just really wacky effects.
Kind of went with the Scarecrow Batman effect.
Begins.
Yeah.
And this location too, this grocery store, same thing. It was in Lincoln Square. It's just like a family owned and operated, and just went in and asked them, and they were like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was Chewy's Food Mart.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were very cool about it. I mean, we did it while they were open, but everybody was super nice. They didn't mind at all, and we were
amazing.
It was excellent. Worked
So
out.
this is where Jake comes in.
Yeah, so Jake here, he's our replacement for the actor that didn't show up, and he came in and just nailed it.
Yeah, he was great.
This office I remember being a little tricky because that big glass
Oh yeah, those windows.
pane would throw reflections and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
That's stuff you don't think about, and then you get on set and you're like, uh-oh.
So another thing, like stuff like that and like noise. Sometimes you show up to a location, you're like, it's really noisy here. Or there's, if you're on a location like at a store, there's like music, like you gotta like.
Right.
Scouting helps.
Yeah, you don't think about that until sound is of the essence.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's up and running, then it's like, oh, we hear everything now. I think actually you can see maybe Blaine in the reflection and some of that. You see the name tag. Oh wait, no, is that the computer screen? I can't tell. But I think you can see his hand.
Oh, that's.
Oh, I
yeah,
see.
there's
You
someone's
see that?
hand there.
Somebody there.
Like that.
Probably. Yeah, I think that is Blaine. Like,
The commentary
That's
tracks
funny.
often call out their own flubs.
well, that's the first time I even noticed that.
Yeah, I
Really?
never noticed
I think,
it.
unless you brought it up and I just totally forgot.
No,
about
I
it.
think that was it. Me arriving at the farm. So we shot at the farm twice on two separate occasions. One summer and then a year went by and then the next because the first time we shot we weren't really happy with like how we introduced it. We didn't feel like it was weird enough. We felt like we can get creepier, and so we came back and we
That's
did
bad.
all this stuff with, if you pay attention to the background actors too, I think Dylan's back there sweeping with a shovel.
I'm
think
back
I-
there.
oh, that's
no,
Dylan
that's
that just
Dylan.
walks
Oh,
by.
yeah.
I'm back there with Vin.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we're both back there.
Just doing like, what are we even doing?
He's sweeping the grass with a shovel, you know? It's kind of like we're almost calling out just how ridiculous background actors, like the actions of them. Oh, man, that gets me every time.
Oh,
That was his
I
idea,
forgot
right?
about that. Yeah, that's a childhood friend of mine who, well, yes, it was his idea. He said, "Why don't I just drop all trout?" And we said, "Yes." Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't gonna ask you to do that, but
But if you're
but
offering.
it's really funny.
And then we're back to the year before this we shot.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I love the way the light was. When we shot
This we were like rushing because this tied in with everybody else coming out. We were shooting it as the sun was going down. I think you can tell too because the lighting changes quite a bit as we're going, but we were really racing daylight on this one.
Mm-hmm. I like that read, Vin. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely turned into my character turned into the asshole by the end of this.
You just
'Cause
had
I'm
to get your
so-
friend out of
I'm
there.
just so fed up with everybody.
So Pat, who you knew earlier, he's in real life. He's just always got a fanny pack. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
so
that was
great.
just his, huh?
Yeah, before that, I don't know if he does now still, but he used to wear it. Always have that fanny pack everywhere. So we were like, yeah, just wear it for your character.
I'm just now realizing that Papa Pete has a puka shell
Oh yeah,
necklace.
baby. That was a choice for sure.
Yeah, we went out and got that thing specifically.
That's awesome.
I had one of those growing up.
Hey man, me too. And I always pinch the back of my neck hairs.
Yep. Yeah, they were never comfortable to wear.
I love how concerned he is for this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm spraying that.
Or-
Yeah. Sloshing around.
Yeah, man, we rushed to shoot this
There's
stuff.
some magic hour. That looks good, man.
Yeah, it did look really. I love the orange glow that it gave everything.
She chooses to stay. Which really, underlining, just shows how pathetic Vinny's character is.
I remember I kind of fucked the door up kicking it like that.
Oh yeah.
I kind of broke it.
Uh-oh.
This was
I
our...
remember that.
Played around a lot editing with this. It reminded me of the punching when we did the punches over
Yeah.
and over in the... Ended up being very effective, though. Oh, that's nice.
Rushed out to get that sunset. Thought that was great looking.
Match cut to tilt down on where it's all going to culminate.
Yes. One tranquil, the other handheld.
We had that billboard there with like all the
yeah.
creme puns on it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
The Crempire.
The
we called
crempire.
it. Yeah.
I forget.
So-
If we freeze on there, but there would be a bunch of stuff. Apparel.
Oh, just like ideas to build.
Yeah, it's like
build it.
exactly. How to build a business.
You
Wait.
saying "I love you" at the end of this was a really great touch.
Classic.
And then the hands, which I think were us
Yeah.
Running out and doing that. This was Danny's Egghead in North Center.
Great breakfast joint.
Great place that let us shoot. Again, not many people in the background, but I think it served its purpose well.
Another Chicago actor who is really great, and you'll see in a lot of productions.
Mm-hmm. Linda was great.
Yeah, Linda's awesome.
I'm trying to remember what to say about this scene, other than I think it was tiring because we were both like the bit where we're going back and forth, like doing the noises to each other. I remember we didn't really know what we wanted, and so we just did a string of obnoxious imitations towards each other. These,
I think it's great though,
and it just went on forever.
I'm trying to remember, like, if that wasn't written, like, what
was on the
what
script?
it was, yeah.
Probably just like arguing till we peaked, and then the order. The moose.
for everybody who no one's there.
But this guy's so good.
That's a total Adam Sandler homage.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's great.
The news stuff we pieced together. I loved how this came together with you leaving the office. This shot felt really good, getting the reporters and making it look like it was hectic.
She was great. She could have been a newscaster for real.
I think she was. I think she said that she had been.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
And that we shot her doing the newscast at our office, right, on green screen?
That was not at ours. That was you're thinking of somebody else.
At the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Got it.
But yeah.
That was nice. Oh gosh. I remember one of the background actors came out for it was like an hour and a half, 2 hour drive.
drove along.
Yeah, and we were like, all right, that's it, everybody. And they were like, that's all?
Oh,
yep.
Gosh.
Thank you so much for coming out.
Going down Lakeshore Drive.
Yeah, that was like the go-to when it's like, okay, we need a driving shot. Let's do Lakeshore.
When did we get those moose?
Where?
Yeah, did we like make them?
I think we made them. I don't think it was anything the restaurant had.
Jeff Firestone in the plaid.
No, that was me in the plaid.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
Coop.
it was?
Yeah.
I thought Jeff there.
With a wig
No,
on.
I don't think Jeff
He
was
might have
gone
been.
by this time.
Oh fuck.
Oh yeah.
So this final scene was again in Martin's apartment that we were using, and we shot all this. The fight included over 3 days, I think, and all of them were really late nights. We didn't even finish shooting, I think, the very final scene after the explosion until it was like 4 a.m. And Martin was a bartender, and that's why it was kind of worked out for us to shoot there late at night because he was gone anyways. But we were still shooting when he came home one night, and remember he laid down, we'll call it out, he like laid down in the background as like a dead body just because we were like, sorry Martin, we're still shooting, we just got a couple shots left.
Were the people upstairs ever an issue? Because we weren't living here.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody...
That door was, when he knocks it down, you can see it bounces.
It bounces
so
on
high.
the mattress.
There's just a fucking mattress
No.
down.
And we put some sawdust on top of it. That's where you get like that dust from.
It looks good when it hits, but I mean, no one knows really, but
yeah.
Especially in the, just like you don't know that's a fake ass bat. But in the trailer, I think you can still see a little bit of the mattress, but maybe not.
That was just a wig with a styrofoam head.
Man, so many people were troopers. Miles is great. He's done so much with us. He's such a big supporter. And then everybody stayed in this zombie makeup so late.
And so long.
And that's right.
Gouging
Thank you,
Miles.
everybody. 1,000 times thank you.
Yeah. That knife could have been real or looking...
Yeah, you can see it flops in a little.
Yeah.
That was tough to do. To get the right neck slit consistency.
I did like the culmination of everybody showing up. I know we talked about it, but it was a missed opportunity not having Adam come in at the end. Like, where's my money?
Yeah.
I really wish we would have done that.
Me too, and then have him explode with all of us.
Yeah.
More hands back there.
Yeah.
Larry Biella.
We had squibs that went off for Larry when he got shot in the back, but they misfired. And I think the one that was like gonna work, when I was tugging on him, we covered it up.
Yeah, the shirt was
like
thicker,
cut.
Yeah.
It took forever to set it up, and we screwed it up twice.
We screwed it up twice in a row. And by that point, it was like 4 a.m. We were just like,
fuck it, we'll get it. Dude, fix it in post.
Larry, thanks for coming.
I think this is one of my favorite moments in the movie.
Yeah. Because I genuinely forget, when I watch it, I forget that he's just gonna show up.
Yeah. We went through. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think at the premiere, because we had almost like 600 people at the premiere.
Yeah.
I think people cheered and clapped
they did
when he came. When
he
came
came
back.
They did for sure.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it's such a funny moment. I remember. Like,
oh yeah, that's
also
great.
A funny scenario when you're working with a child actor and their guardians there to be like, we're just putting these wicks in this fake dynamite for them to hold to blow themselves up. Like,
Okay.
As long as you're cool with it.
For the explosion, we had a bunch of these charred pieces, and each of us had a mattress behind us and a belt tied around our waists and a string behind the belt. And on action, we'd open these barn doors so light would hit really, really harshly, and a few of us were slinging rubble, and the other person pulled us with the belt, and we flew back all one at a time just to get that effect. And I think it was pretty successful.
Yeah, I think it worked out really well. That was because I mean, at the time it was like, well, we can't afford to do like a really cool practical explosion, but sometimes what you don't see makes it better. You got creative with it.
Got that one little creme.
The creme, yeah. There was also we had foam bricks, laying around.
That was always fun to when we had the foam bricks when people showed up and we were like, catch this, and they freak out.
Yeah,
this is a fun little gag.
All that wood was like balsa wood that like with one of those torches.
Oh yeah, we torched it. Yeah,
spent forever doing that.
That's right. There's Martin back there on the left.
Martin on the left.
Who a few times. He's had a few drinks.
It started to move.
Started moving. Martin, you're dead. Stop moving.
You're a dead body, Martin.
He's great. He's awesome, though.
I love this scene just because the makeup. Just because, like, the 3 different looks we have.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was... The
Mike Houlihan, who's a veteran New York actor, and he was in Punching as well.
Yeah, he's done a lot. He's super talented. This was another one that we shot at Kevil's, which is now
demolished
no more. It's a great spot that they were kind enough to let us shoot there a lot.
Yeah, we shot a lot there.
Yeah, we shot like that Rick and Cheryl bit there. And
Brian Kelly, he's been in a bunch of our stuff. He's awesome.
So we always wanted to do, I think, a fat suit for one of us, and this felt like a good opportunity to do it because we found a prosthetic that kind of like gave it the whole facial features, and then I think there was a stuffed suit that you wore underneath.
Oh yeah.
And it just kind of like really came together.
Got to do my Mrs. Doubtfire moment.
Yeah. And I like that the idea that we would go through this every day to keep up these alternate identities, you especially, Coop, applying a fat suit to yourself.
Which is why it's a little forgiving that your bald cap isn't on
perfect.
100%. You can kind of really tell. And then one close-ups of me, you can see like the rubber a little bit. Yeah.
How long did you keep your facial hair after that?
I think that day, man. I don't think... See, the hard part was like shooting stuff like this and then being like, oh, what if we need to reshoot?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's my Aunt Linda.
I don't really remember. Yeah, Linda came out. And then that pickup of Adam that we rode up on the red line to get him like
Yeah,
really
real
quick
quick.
on the street.
Gosh. Full circle.
Full circle. Yeah, this was fun, but this was also one of the rare times that I think it worked that it was like Christmas.
Right.
So you see like the Christmas
Oh, yeah.
decorations around, and it was like, okay, thank God we don't have to change them because it's okay if it's a different season.
Right.
So I mean, this is would you classify this as a Christmas film?
Technically, it could be a
Could
Christmas
be,
film.
Yes. Die Hard is.
Die Hard
so-
is. I love that, Vin.
That.
The hair in your
Yeah.
mouth. For the longest time, we used the Forrest Gump song for this temp music.
That's right. That's right, we did.
And scene.
And scene.
Yeah.
So these
yeah.
end credits, Marty Caine brilliantly, he took the poster of the movie, which was just one singular flattened file, and he cut all these things out, all the assets out to animate it in 3D space. It's
Yeah.
just like incredible. I still can't believe he did it. But it turned out so good and really added to it. And then we have these are all people that genuinely didn't know what was up with the film, except maybe Ben.
Yeah, Ben.
But these people didn't know what was going on, and then we
Well,
had
that's Bernardo.
the fan reactions afterwards, like to cover their perk for donating. It's so funny when you see the special thanks, like how many people. Oh, so many people to thank for this.
God. Ian.
I can't believe somebody
Uh,
lit the F&D on a shirt on
That's
fire.
so perfect.
Yeah. Eternally grateful that everybody stuck with us throughout this, even though we seemed like the biggest assholes ever. Here's all the special
On
thanks.
purpose.
It just goes on, and then the crowdfunding special thanks is like
Yes.
crazy.
Do we have something at the end?
No.
We should have done Marvel movie style. We should have had something.
Did you stay for the post-credit sequence?
You missed everything. Oh yeah, there's a song called the "Lick Me" song, which I made with our friends DC and Grant Stacanis.
That's right, for the club.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, forgot about that.
So just the lyrics all about licking each other. Pretty appropriate.
That's it. That's the film.
We hope you've enjoyed our commentary.
And we hope that you had to buy the film in order to really marry the commentary to the movie.
That's the whole goal.
Yeah.
We're just trying to drive sales here, people.
Come
Right.
on, guys. Let's be real.
And
what
we're
this is about
to do the en español version of this commentary, so stay tuned for that. If you're bilingual, check that out.
I think.
I would love to go along with the joke here, Coop, but then people might actually think we're going to do that.
All right,
Anyway.
guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, y'all.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, that was fun, you guys.
Trip
did
down
it.
memory
What do you guys
lane.
think?
Yeah, I think that was good.